안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 익스체인지 챈의 조앤
And Megan.
입니다. 안녕하세요. 익스체인지 챈 네 번째 시간 열겠습니다. 오늘 우리가 풀어갈 얘기는 전통의 맛, traditional flavor에 대한 얘기인데요. 우리의 코-호스트인 메간이 가장 기대하고 있는 파트이기도 하거든요. 저도 그렇고 메간도 그렇고 우린 다 먹는 걸 좋아하는 사람들이라서요. 관심이 항상 많아요. 오늘 어떤 얘기들이 오갈지 좀 예측이 가시나요? 자, 그럼 메간과 인사를 나누고 곧바로 주제로 들어가겠습니다. Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Welcome, Megan.
Hi. You gave me a new name today.
Yeah,
buddy.
new name.
Goodness.
But as an artist, creative
I
artist.
guess so. I think we'll definitely play around with that. What would you call me in Korean? Like if you were addressing me in Korean, because you called me buddy, you've called me hey, friend, so what would you
we actually say, hi, 친구.
친구. Ah, okay, so you'd call me friend. Okay, I do know that word. Okay. Okay.
You know that word?
I do. I know
Yeah.
a couple words. I just, maybe I'm a little shy to say anything in Korean because
Shy? Why? What makes you so shy?
I don't know. I think I'm used to people usually speak to me in English because I don't look Korean. And also, like I've mentioned, I've lived in Taiwan and other places, and I can't pass as a local. I don't look anything like anyone, so I'm usually English teacher.
So you don't have much opportunities to learn the local languages.
Yeah. It was different when I was living in Europe, like especially in Germany and Switzerland and Austria, because if I keep my mouth shut, I can look like I'm from there. And I do know German, but have an accent. No, I need to get over it. Usually I'm actually okay speaking a language, but I just I think there's a deep part in me. I'm usually foreigner and I don't want to insult people, but I think it's also insulting if you don't learn the language. So I'll figure it out. I'll get used to it.
And then just try it.
I just need to. If anyone wants to be my language exchange partner, let me know because I should probably, I should learn.
I will do. And you are also busy making good progress in your acting classes. I know.
I mean, acting, one of many things that I'm doing right now. It's going well.
Going well.
I guess. I mean, I'm like hesitating because I'm at a time where it's more of a, you could say, slower in the sense of I'm like not booked and busy, would you say, like job after job. I'm in more of a building period right now and exploration period, meaning
exploration.
Yeah, like I mean I am doing the acting, but I'm also doing some pottery and I'm doing this. It's nicer out now, and so I'm outside more. Doing different bodily activities, we'll say. That sounds so stupid. I'm moving more, let's say that. And I'm knitting, I'm doing other things for my art. I'm making my website. So, like revamping things. So it's kind of like a building period, but sometimes I think it's quite natural.
Building period.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Well, but like, you get at a point in your life where you're like, when you're just building and you might not see certain progress that you're wanting. I know I get really hard on myself. So even if, like, that sounds like a lot of things and I'm going, yeah, but like my business isn't up and running. My website isn't, I'm going, I don't have an acting job. I'm going insane. But no, it's well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's lovely to hear about what you are doing. So lovely.
I'm always happy to talk about it more, but not now.
Yeah, I promise I will give you some more time to your act later.
Thank you. No,
Okay,
I'm an artist, so sometimes we selfishly want to talk about it. So.
Okay, let's get to it.
Let's do it. Let's do something
Today's
new.
topic, traditional flavor.
Yes.
And I bet you have a lot to tell us about that.
I
right?
mean, I'm a storyteller, so I'll gladly tell things, but I'm excited to learn.
To
So
learn.
that's what we're here
okay,
for.
then I will give you some information about Korean
Please.
dish.
Please do.
But yeah, so I will start with some Korean. So representative dish, kimchi.
Love kimchi.
제가 메간이 소개해주고 싶어하는 음식이 여럿 있다는 걸 이미 알고 있거든요. 그래서 우선 우리나라의 대표 음식 김치를 소개하는 걸로 시작해 보겠다고 했습니다. 자, it's our signature dish made from fermented vegetables, primarily cabbage and radishes, mixed with a variety of seasonings such as chili powder, garlic, ginger, and salt. We begin by soaking the cabbage in salt to remove excess moisture, then mixing it with red pepper flakes and various seasoning ingredients, layering it and fermenting it. And during this fermentation, kimchi develops its flavor and aroma over a specific temperature and period of time. As it ferments, it becomes more flavorful and pungent. And how to store is the nitty-gritty one of making kimchi. It is best to store it in a cool place, such as a refrigerator or cellar. It's our traditional main side dish, but we almost all Koreans enjoy kimchi with other Chinese, Western, Japanese food together. That's maybe our favorite fusion way to enjoy kimchi. You ever tried kimchi, right? But never made it.
No, I have made it.
No?
So I've both eaten it and
No?
made it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No, I have made it. So,
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Where? When?
Where, when?
Where, when?
I think it was like 9 years ago now.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
In a so young age.
Well, I mean, early 20s.
Early 20s.
That's not early,
Wow.
almost mid 20s. No, I guess like it wasn't too much of a jump for me, right? I love cooking. I've been cooking since a very young age and having like stomach issues and just, experimenting. I've been living alone and in various places in the world. And I like doing it. I think it's a fun way to connect with people and be creative. And I also grew up in a family that we made a lot of things and fermented things, and I had and pickled things. There's a very specific thing to my family of panis and liver bread, or we would do blood sausage, or what people call in the UK a black pudding. We
Black
also
pudding.
but the big one my family would do is sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah,
The
so
Germany's.
the German the German, like their version of using cabbage to ferment. So I grew up making that every summer, end of summer into autumn. So for me, when you asked when I made kimchi, the first, it was one of the summers I was working on a farm, and it was a produce farm. And so as one of the very few employees, there were sometimes vegetables that they couldn't sell or were extras, and I'd get the extras. And there was one time specifically where I just got loads, and there were just, it was lots and lots and lots. And I had already made like some tomato sauces and salsas and whatever. And I just go, wait, there's lots of Napa cabbage. Why don't I just try making kimchi? Like, why not?
Oh, it's so famous kimchi. You
Like,
tried it.
Yeah, I knew about it, and I always like trying new things. And I had already been shopping at various Asian markets because I was at university.
I'm sure that you was born as a artist.
I guess so, but you have to. Given my upbringing, I had to kind of discover this part of myself because it wasn't always encouraged. No, but it was just fun, because I have a background of I am creative, but also a background of cooking and trying new things. I just thought it can't be that hard. So
Can't be that hard.
No, and you know, even though it wasn't super traditional, I would say, because like I didn't have access to the chili flakes, like the chili powder, because it was like an hour and a half drive to get maybe to get like some of the ingredients. So I'm like, okay, what are some substitutes? How can I, you know, find ways to make it more authentic, but like use what I have, because that's
creating pot.
well, yeah. I mean, I think that's also part of cooking, right? You need to use, like, kimchi happened
That's
here
right. That's
because
right.
you're using what you have, right? And so I just used what I had. But I made it. I let it ferment, and I made enough so that like I probably ate it too soon because I had made it end of August or like early August, and then I when did I eat it? I think already in like October. So, you know, I didn't let it ferment super long, but the people who ate it loved it. Unless it was too spicy for them, because I can handle spicy food. Many people who were there around me at that time couldn't. But the real test was my roommate at the time. I was at university, and she was seeing a Korean man, and she, you know, also kind of teasing me, goes, haha, guess what? Megan made kimchi. And I'm like,
So he came.
yeah, so he ate it.
taste that.
And I was like, oh gosh, he's either just going to ignore me or he's going to try and be nice. But what he said was that it tasted like it tasted like because there are various kinds of kimchi, right? And he's like, oh, it tastes like a certain kind that
Wow.
he grew up with. And I'm like, wow, big compliment, but also
successful.
but like there's also me going, is he just being nice? Is he just trying to be nice to me, or is it like him missing home, right? Because this is already 4 months into the school year. He hadn't been in Korea for a while, and it was just like, oh, close enough. Like, oh, it's fine. So yeah.
Good.
So yeah, I've
So
made
good.
it.
You made it. 와, 훌륭한데요. 메간이 9년 전에 그 어린 나이에 20대 초반이라는데 초반인가 중반쯤 될 때 김치를 만들어 봤다는 거 있죠. 우리나라 사람들도 요즘에 그 맛을 제대로 내기가 힘들어서 잘 안 만들려고 하는데 메간이 그 어린 나이에 김치를 만들었고 그 맛이 한국 남자가 먹어보고 일종의 김치 맛이 나네 이렇게 얘기를 했으니 성공적이었다는 거예요. 놀랍잖아요. You're great. You made it.
Cheers. Yeah, I mean, I think it helps that I like cooking. I mean, maybe if I had grown up with it and it felt more like a chore, I wouldn't like it, but I don't know. I think it's, you know, cooking is a fun way to connect with people. And even though I seem really outgoing and whatever, I actually need time to myself, and cooking is one of those things. So I do like for instance, I'll host a party, but like I want to be in the kitchen doing dishes and cooking, so I don't have to talk to everyone all the time.
Great.
So, but I'll make you good food.
Okay, then let me tell you one thing that as a key point when you're making some kimchi.
Please.
So, you know, I'm a kind of Korean housewife.
Yes.
So I know that.
Please.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here to learn.
Okay, then I think that the soaking Korean cabbage in salt and the fermenting part after making is much more important than else. So, you know, the flavor could be different according to those from my experiences. So, so that is, I think that kinds of the fermenting and then, you know, the soaking into salt is a key point.
Okay, so even because in kimchi, like I said I made sauerkraut. That's just like salt, cabbage, and smashing it. My family adds onions on top, which gives it a lovely flavor. But like that's it. In kimchi, there are so many ingredients.
Yeah,
which yes, that
that's
changes the flavor. But you're saying that the soaking part and the fermenting temperature and process
That's right.
even more important than all the ingredients.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right. And then
okay.
it makes it so different the flavor.
Ah.
And then it makes it some very. We Koreans say that it has a deep flavor. But I don't know.
We would say that too. Yeah, a complex or deep flavor depending
tell
on.
that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we would use a similar, if not exactly that, vocabulary to
Wow.
describe something. Yeah.
Wow.
Good translation.
Okay.
Good job.
네, 저는 외국인으로서 그 김치 만들 때 제가 주부로서 알 수 있는 그런 힌트를 좀 줬거든요. 그러니까 배추를 소금에 절이는 것과 그거를 이렇게 발효시키는 그 시간에 따라서 맛이 많이 달라지잖아요. 우리는 그걸 깊은 맛을 낸다고 하는데 그걸 알까 하고 물어봤더니 메간이 그거를 이해하네요. 참 놀라운데요. 굉장히 좀 부지런하고 그리고 좋은 외국인을 에너지가 풍부한 뭘 자꾸 시도해보는 그러니까 메간은 태생이 그 아티스트로 태어난 것 같아요. 참 부럽습니다. 네. Okay, then.
Thank you.
And Megan, you told me about the sauerkraut, and then I want to know about a little bit more because it is very similar to the Korean kimchi. It's a fermented one,
Yeah.
and then the made with some kind of the cabbage.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think that is very similar.
It
and
is.
then I didn't taste the sauerkraut.
Wait, you've never had it?
I never. So
Oh, maybe I need to
unfortunately.
make so growing up we would make it, lots. My family would buy, you could say like kilos and kilos, like 100 kilos of like cabbage. With kimchi, it's more of the Napa cabbage, so the long leafy
that's
one.
right. A little bit different.
Yeah, the one I used growing up is the round ones. So just different cabbage. You mentioned the soaking is important to like get the extra
That's
water
right.
out. In sauerkraut making, it's actually important to use the juice because that's what ferments it. So
So you have to crush that.
yeah, so I think I'll talk about the process briefly, and then anyway. So as I stumble over my words, sorry y'all, I'm tired today.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
understand
that's a theme. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, get some more sleep. Anyway, so no, it's you. We have my family has very old tools to make it that are quite traditional, but you just kind of take the cabbage. Chop it up so that it's manageable, and you just back and forth on this slicer, kind of like a mandolin, but large. And you just kind of get really fine chunks of cabbage, and so it's shredded, very shredded cabbage. Get that all done, and you put it in big crocks, just these big, so it's just big pots, but they're called
big
crocks.
pot.
And what you do is then take this wooden mallet and you smash. You smash it until you get the juice. And there has to be enough juice so that, because that's what ferments it. And it's that plus salt. So it's the salt and the juice, and you just smash and put that salt, enough, salt to help it ferment and to, preserve it. And so then once that enough juice is there, that's what's then going to ferment it. My family will chop onions and put that on top, so they also ferment, but they don't mix it in. They just let it sit on top to get the flavor. And so when you make it, it has to be made during a certain time of year. So where I'm from, it's end of August, early September, where it's hot enough in the day, but cold enough at night. Because my family does it just in the garage. And you have to then keep checking, the amount of time you ferment it depends on how hot it's been, but also the amount of juice that's showing, tasting it a little bit to make sure it's fermenting properly. And then instead of a kimchi fridge, we don't store it there.
We call it kimchi refrigerator.
Love that. We don't have, I didn't grow up with that, but they would bag it and put it in the freezer. So then you have sauerkraut all year round.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it's similar enough, but
yeah, I think so.
yeah. Maybe I need to make a little kit, so you can make kitchen sauerkraut, just a little batch. Maybe I should make some, and you can try it because you've never had it.
Why not?
It's hard work, but I'll do it.
Mind.
You don't mind? I'm the one doing it. Okay, I'll put in the hard work for you. But you should try it.
So
I think you should try it. It's fermented cabbage, but it's a very different flavor than kimchi. Not as like there's no spices, there's no garlic. It's just cabbage. I would put onion and salt.
Cabbage is so good for our stomach.
Oh, and also that it's fermented, right? Like fermented
one
food.
better.
It's so good for you, yeah.
Oh,
and I find it
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
In advance, I will give you some thanks.
Oh, of course.
Thanks.
Okay, that'll give me motivation to make you some sauerkraut.
네, 제가 메간에게 sauerkraut 에 대해서 제가 안 먹어본 음식이라 조금 더 설명을 해달라 그랬더니 그것도 뭐 서양 배추이긴 하지만 우리나라랑 좀 다른 모양새를 가진 배추를 발효를 시켜서 만드는 거기 때문에 김치랑 너무 좀 많이 흡사한 것 같아요. 그리고 우리 몸에도 아주 좋은 그런 원래는 독일에서 시작된 음식이지만 자기네 집에서 이걸 대량으로 많이 만들었었다고 지금 경험을 얘기해주고 있네요. 아, 훌륭한 요리사인 것 같습니다. 칭찬합니다. It sounds so good and so delicious.
I hope so. I mean, it's not for everyone. I hated it as a child.
You hate?
I like it now, but I hated it. So whenever we'd
Because
have...
you have to do that every year.
No, I hated the taste. I hated...
taste.
When I was a child, I hated sauerkraut. But I loved cabbage. So what I would do is, and they would get mad at me. So we would do it every year, right? And I didn't want to eat the sauerkraut, but I wanted to eat the cabbage. So I'd be running around playing in between helping. And I'd run by the cabbage table and eat it. And they kept going, Megan, we need that for the sauerkraut. How dare you eat all the cabbage? And I'm like, I want the cabbage, not the sauerkraut. Now as an adult, I like both, but I hated it until
like
I was
both?
like, I hated it until I was like 13 or 14.
Yeah, you were so young.
Yeah, but everyone else loved it. And I just didn't like it, which is wild because I was the kid who would eat my vegetables before I'd eat mac and cheese. Like I didn't. So I loved vegetables. Apparently, just didn't like sauerkraut.
Okay. 자, 메간이 sauerkraut 만드는 거에 대해서 그때는 별로 그 맛을 좋아하지 않았나 봐요. 그런데 지금은 조금 어른이 됐으니까 sauerkraut를 좋아하게 됐다고 전해주고 있습니다. 자, 그러면 여기서 메간이 선택한 노래 한 곡 듣고 계속 음식 얘기 이어가겠습니다. 첫 번째 곡은 BTS의 RM이죠. Wildflower입니다.
꽃을 나는 동경했어 난 그저 화려하게 지고 싶은 날 시작의 전부터 나 상상했었지 그때 웃으며 박수 쳐줄 수 있게 나 소원했어 난 믿었던 게 다 멀어지던 때 이 모든 명예가 이제 멍해가 됐을 때 이 욕심을 제발 걷어가소서 어떤 일이 있어도 나를 나로 하게 하소서 Oh every day and every night Persistent pain and criminal mind 내 심장 소리에 잠 못 들던 밤 창밖에 걸은 청승마 지초승 달 I do wish me a lovely night 내 분수보다 비대해질 life 저기 날아오르는 풍선을 애쓰지고 다져 물어 대체 지금 너 어때 Where you go where'd you show you where'd you 마지막일까 전부 진결이 나 하나 열까지 다 이지그치 끝한 가면은 언제 벗겨질까 Yeah me no hero me no villain 아무것도 것도 아니나 공회전은 반복돼 기억들은 안폭해 난 눈물을 판 속에 시선을 던져 하루에 뭘 원했었던 건지 이제 기억이 안나 얻었다 믿었던 모든 행복은 교차나 Yeah 하던 거 No matter what's wrong 그게 뭐가 됐건 새벽의 호 자락을 붙잡고 뭔가 토해내는 기억 목소리만 큰 자들의 사회 난 여전히 침묵을 말해 이건 방배 관습과 독담에 모두 오해 편견들의 타겟 반갑잖아 너의 행가래 내 두 발이 여기 땅 위에 이름도 없는 꽃과 함께 다시 별에 가시 고소하게 발밑으로 와주시고 목적 없는 목적지로 슬픈 줄도 모르고 그림자와 자신으로 하루도 원래 내 것은 아무것도 없었지 And don't tell me like gotta be a someone 난 절대 그들처럼 될 수 없음네 그림을 시작은 시 여태껏 날 지켜온 단 하나의 힘과 천 타는 불꽃에서 들꽃으로 손에 내서 영원으로 나의 황량한 들의 나무를 언젠가 나 되돌아가래
저 하늘을 흩어질래 Like a flower, flower work, flower, flower work. 눈부시게 like a flower, flower work, flower, flower
칼국수에서 이렇게 깊은 맛이? 진한 국물의 사골 칼국수와 만둣국, 가시를 하나하나 발라낸 부드러운 사골 황태국, 김치 하나까지 손수 담가 내오는 장인의 정성이 듬뿍 담긴 음식들, 따끈하고 든든한 한 끼 팔방 칼국수에서 만날 수 있습니다. 푸짐한 전골에 30년 비법의 수제만두 한 접시를 곁들이면 모임이나 회식도 오케이. 남가자동 이웃들의 입맛을 사로잡아온 백년시장 맛집 팔방칼국수에서 사계절 변함없는 맛과 인심을 누려보세요. 팔방칼국수 0507-1450-2398 0507-1450-2398
Oh, sorry, y'all. I just was noticing as we're recording and as the song was playing, that there were like beeps and buzzes, and I might not have put I might not have like put my microphone down. You might have heard me speak, but like this is what 4 times that this is number 4. 4 times we've had to record this because like the digital age is so convenient. I love the digital age, love some analog stuff, definitely like an analog film type girl. But digital, so convenient, but also things crash. And like, this is the 3rd time today to do this.
Yes.
So number 4 in total. We're not doing it again.
No,
not
never,
recording.
Never,
No. So
never.
we're just gonna, sorry if you hear some things, but we're still kind of sorting how to do all this. Please bear with us, but this time we're just gonna keep trucking, y'all.
Yeah, keep going.
We're gonna
Let's
keep
going.
going.
Just to keep going.
I know. And why? Why is it so bad to keep talking about kimchi and traditional flavors and
that's
stuff?
right, that's right.
So we're gonna go.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all, but also
Megan.
not sorry. Here we are.
Okay, Megan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. Sorry to make you laugh.
Okay, Megan.
Yes.
You're vegan?
No.
No?
No. I feel like no, I'm not.
No. I've heard from you.
From me. You know what it is? I think so oftentimes I'm accidentally vegan. And I say it that way because when I cook for myself, it just I'll make something and then go, "Oh wait, there's no animal product in here." Like I just accidentally do that a lot. Cuz that's how I buy things that taste good to me, and I've had a lot of stomach issues since I was a child, and so I've had to find ways to, you know, make myself feel good, and so that's one reason I've cooked. I've cooked for other reasons, like I said, but yeah, I'm not technically vegan. I eat vegan a lot because like cheese and dairy hurts my stomach, meat hurts my stomach at times, and like my body, I'm just very in tune to my body, and so I learn what feels good, what doesn't. But so I say I'm vegan sometimes because it's just easier, and because when I go new places, people might say, "Oh, well, if you're kind of this, maybe you can eat this," and I just don't want to insult people by not eating a thing that they're either giving me or suggesting. But technically, I'm vegetarian or pescatarian, meaning I'll eat cheese sometimes, but not really.
Not always.
No, I eat eggs. Eggs are.
You eat eggs.
I do. I almost got the egg ick, meaning like I almost like hated eggs, and I'm like, no, I need eggs in my diet. But I also eat fish.
So nutrient.
Yeah, they're great nutrients, because I've lived a life where like I haven't always had money in my pockets, or just trying to save money, and also get creative. Like it was when I was in Austria, I didn't have a ton of money, and so I go, okay, it's cheaper to buy a bag of beans and some eggs instead of some meat, and so I started being like, whatever, I'm gonna try being vegetarian or pescatarian, because like I also haven't always had healthcare, and so having keeping fish in my diet has helped give me, like you said, certain nutrients. So trying to get my nutrients from food instead of vitamins or whatever. But then after I'd been eating that way 2 weeks, it was like almost 2 weeks to the day. It was almost like a veil was lifted. Like I felt so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, has this what my body has been needing the whole time? And so because I'm so in tuned and sensitive in my body, I really can tell what works for me and what doesn't. So when I cook, I've just kind of, you know, it's kind of like when you paint, when you make art, or when you do things, you have a medium you're using. I do that with cooking, where I have the parameters of, I don't often, if ever, eat meat, but I also, you know, have different things that I do eat, and that's kind of my palette for cooking. Yeah.
Wow, so different.
Yeah.
You know, with my, you know, expectation about the vegan people.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think some vegans have like some are aggressive. I think with anyone who has a strong belief of anything, so they get a bad rap for that. But I think sometimes it's also just a different way of doing things, and people don't understand it. And so like, I mean, I've been made fun of. I've been like, you know, like, oh, you eat grass. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not a funny joke ever, but not anymore, especially. And I've just never wanted to inconvenience people in certain ways, but I'm also not going to compromise my health. Like I will get physically ill if I eat meat sometimes. But that's just my body.
Feel that?
Yeah. Like you know,
So sensitive.
very sensitive, like in oily things, and even, you know,
Oily
cheese.
things.
Yeah, if something's too fried, I can't do it.
Oh.
And it's a bummer. And same with sweets. I can't have too sweet of things. And it's gotten to the point where I just don't like it anymore. Like I think chicken is boring. Sorry, I find chicken boring. But it's just my body, right? Like I'm not telling anyone to eat like me.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to cook for you, then I will.
Wow, so great.
I love cooking.
지금 메간이 비건이라고 제가 들었거든요. 근데 비건이냐고 물었더니 아니라는 거예요. 그래서 정확히는 그래서 제가 좀 어리둥절했었는데 메간이 하는 얘기를 들으니까 이해가 가네요. 비건이라고 칭하는 사람들 중에서도 여러 가지의 그 부류 어떤 음식을 먹는지에 따라서 그 칭하는 이름들이 많이 다른가 봐요. So what was that word?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
So meaning you do eat fish.
Fish.
And I love fish. I mean, I'm glad I kept it in my diet, especially being here in Korea, where it's very easy to get different kinds of fish and seafood.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
We have three sides of the, the sea.
Yeah.
The seas.
Yeah. Which is fantastic, right?
fantastic. So,
Like I didn't grow up near the ocean. I grew up near fresh water, so I'm used to different kinds of fish. But I've always liked fish, and I'm always it's weird. Like even though I have we would say dietary restrictions or things I choose not to eat, I'm not picky. Like
You're not picky.
I'm not. No, I usually, and even if I just have to worry about how I'm going to feel. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going into this, I'm going to try the meat thing because I should, right? So no, I'm not picky. So I'm always keen to try something. I just unfortunately have to say no because I know I'm not going to feel good. And I would rather feel good for a week instead of say no than be in hurting for a whole week. Like I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why. So not vegan, but yes, kinda.
Okay. 네. 우리나라 사람들은 비건이 그렇게 많지 않잖아요. 저는 좀 잘 주변에서 쉽게 들어본 것 같지는 않은데 서양 사람들은 특히 그 유럽인이나 미국인들이나 비건들이 많은 것 같은데 왜 그렇게 비건들이 될까 좀 궁금했었는데 지금 그 메간이 얘기하는 거 보니까 제가 알고 있는 그 상식적으로 그냥 대강 알고 있는 비건이라는 사람들도 종류가 아주 여럿 있네요. 그리고 그 메간은 메간이 어렸을 때부터 고기나 이런 걸 먹으면 몸이 그걸 예민하게 반응하고 배가 아프고 그래서 비건이 될 수밖에 없는 그런 생활을 겪었던 것 같아요. 그런 그 과정을 겪었던 것 같아요. I can understand why you became so vegan from very early times.
Yeah, I think I was 23 or 24 when I started doing that, but yeah.
자, 메간의 얘기를 좀 들었는데요. 여기서 우리 노래 한 곡 듣고 더 다음 얘기로 넘어가 보겠습니다. 그 다음엔 불고기를 좀 소개하려고 합니다. 자, 노래 한 곡 듣겠습니다. 노래는 DJO의 End of Beginning입니다.
Just one more tear to cry, one teardrop from my eye. You better save it for the middle of the night when things aren't black and white. And the troubadour, remember 24. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. I wave goodbye to the end of beginning. The song has started now, and you're just finding out. Now isn't that a laugh? A major sacrifice, but clueless at the time. And to Caroline, just trust me, you'll be fine. And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. I wave goodbye to
땀 흘려 일하는 당신의 곁에 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터가 있습니다. 노동법 강좌와 청소년 노동인권 교육, 무료 노동상담, 소상공인을 위한 노사 관계 지원과 취약계층 노동자를 위한 문화복지 사업 등 일하는 사람들을 위한 사업을 진행하고 있습니다. 임금체불, 부당 노동행위, 산업재해, 직장 내 차별행위 등 일하다가 겪는 어려움은 무료 노동 법률 상담 02-395-0025, 02-395-0025로 전화주세요. 배달라이더, 택배기사, 대리기사, 요양보호사 등 이동노동자들을 위한 휴 서대문 이동노동자 쉼터에는 다양한 업무 편의시설과 안마의자가 준비되어 있으니 이동 중 힘드실 때 언제라도 쉬어가시기 바랍니다. 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터의 소식을 좀 더 알고 싶다면 카카오 채널 서대문 노동자센터를 검색해주세요. 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터는 일하는 모든 사람이 존중받고 노동이 아름다운 서대문구를 만들기 위해 노력하겠습니다. 당신을 응원하는 서대문구 노동자 종합지원센터와 함께 오늘 하루도 힘내세요.
네, 여러분은 지금 서대문 공동체 FM 라디오 91.3MHz의 익스체인지 채널 듣고 계신데요. 이는 서대문 50플러스 센터 라디오 제작 교육을 통해서 서대문 공동체 라디오 플러그인에 의해서 만들어지고 있습니다. 저희 프로그램은 우리 지역의 이웃으로 같이 살고 계신 다문화 가정과 여러 목적으로 거주하고 계신 외국인 분들과 조금 더 가까워질 수 있도록 노력하고자 만든 프로그램입니다. 문화교류, 언어교류, 정보교류 여러 가지를 다루고 있고요. 여러분의 참여가 언제나 가능하거든요. 메일 주소를 좀 알려드리겠습니다. 저희 메일 주소는요. exchange1-@naver.com입니다. 살아가시면서 같이 나누고 싶은 이야기는 언제든 보내주세요. 자, 그럼 Megan, let me tell you
Yes.
another Korean food, bulgogi.
Okay, gladly.
Okay. You don't eat bulgogi, ever tried?
No, I mean it's meat, so I haven't eaten it, and I haven't found or made a vegan version or vegetarian version yet. So no, it'd be a new flavor for me.
Okay, even though you don't eat meat, you might like the flavor.
Probably. I mean,
I bet.
Well, like I said, right? Like I'm not picky.
Not picky.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna eat it readily. Just I know it won't make me feel good.
Okay.
But maybe if I find something that I would happily eat with the flavor, yeah, of course I'd try it.
Yeah, that's right. And then, in any case, just in case, I will let you know about the how
Happily.
make bulgogi.
Please,
Okay,
please do.
It's a little bit salty because Korean food is always served rice as a main. So we need some salty or soy sauce to contain the side dishes. Bulgogi is one of our favorite one. It is a so good source for protein.
Yeah.
I will show you our traditional dish bulgogis. Bul is fire and gogi means meat.
Fire meat.
Fire meat.
Fire meat.
You're well imaginating from the name. It's thinly sliced beef or pork's grilled one with some vegetables like green onion, mushrooms, and carrots, and sometimes glass noodles. Of course, it is seasoned with garlic pepper, soybean sauce, and some sugar or oligosaccharide. It is so simple to make, but with its tender texture, sweet and a little salty flavor, is deserved to have a name as one of Korea's most popular meat dishes. You agree on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think since the rise of K-pop and K-dramas internationally, people are learning more and more about Korean culture, which is fantastic, you know? And that's one, like kimchi, bulgogi is one of the dishes that a lot of people know. And it sounds like, it feels like one of the sexy dishes, right? Like, you know, because it's like, you know, fire meat, right? And a lot of people know about it. And so there are like certain Korean dishes that people are more familiar with. But it is one I haven't had yet. I mean, some people might find it sacrilegious if I would make it with tofu, but like it's literally just the spices and the mushrooms and the
Yeah.
vegetables.
So healthy. So
Yeah.
healthy foods.
Well, and I mean, I don't like to say healthy because that demonizes some food. I think any food you put in your body feeds you, and that's good. That's healthy,
feeds.
right? I think you need. I think there's such a that's a whole other topic. I don't like to say one is healthy and not. It's like no, you fed yourself today. Good job. But I don't like substitute meat. I like I would maybe do it with beans or with tofu.
Great idea.
I mean, why not? Some people might find that wrong, but I'd probably like it more because I don't need meat. But yeah, I'd love to try it.
지금 메간이 제가 불고기 만드는 법을 소개해 드렸더니 간략하게 소개해 드렸더니 메간이 비간이잖아요. 그래서 고기를 안 먹으니까 그 재료로서 고기 대신에 콩으로 만든 고기를 사용하겠다 그러네요. 아이디어도 좋네요. 참 예쁩니다. 말하는 것도. 네. 자, 그러면 여기서 메간이 고른 곡 또 하나 더 듣고 우리는 다음 메간이 준비한 DC 하나 더 소개를 받아볼까 하는데요. 메간이 다음 준비한 곡은 우리나라 곡이에요. 화사의 마리아입니다.
역으로도 뭐가 챘어 I do 서러워도 어쩌겠어 I do 모두들 미워하느라 애써 날 무너뜨리면 답이 되나 외로워서 어떻게 미움마저 삼켰어 화낼 힘도 없어 여유도 없고 뭐 그리 아니까 가까운 게 그냥가 왜들 그래 서럽게 Maria, 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 Maria 빛나는 밤이야 날 괴롭히지 마 Oh Maria, Maria, Maria 뭐하러 아둥바둥해 이미 아름다운데 Yeah, oh yeah Maria, Maria Yeah, oh yeah 아름다워 Maria No frame, no fake 지끈지끈거려 하늘은 하늘색 사는 게 더 뻔해 내가 갈 길은 내가 바꾸지 먹이는 기회로 다 바꾸지 굳이 오는 거리 보고 싶다면 얘다 외로워서 어떻게 미움마저 삼켰어 화낼 힘도 없어 이유도 없고 마음을 더럽히지 마 타락하기엔 아직 일러 Maria, 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 Maria 빛나는 밤이야 날 괴롭히지 마 Oh Maria, Maria, Maria 뭐하러 아둥바둥해 이미 아름다운데 Yeah, oh yeah Maria, Maria Yeah, oh yeah 아름다워 Maria Maria, Maria, the real Maria 빛나는 밤이야 널 괴롭히지 마 Oh Maria, the real Maria 뭐하러 아둥바둥해 이미 아름다운데 Yeah, oh yeah 널 위한 Maria Yeah, 널 위한 Maria Yeah, 아름다워 Maria
Megan, you travel a lot.
Yeah, I've lived in quite a few places.
Okay. Then I think that you got a lot of experience and trying new things with new ingredients.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I want to know about how you were cooking and changes from place to place.
Okay. Yeah.
Always fusion types?
I guess when you go to new countries, the grocery stores are always different.
Different.
I think one of my, because what's local or what do people have access to? It honestly is one of my favorite things is going into whenever I move somewhere or live somewhere, I love going to the grocery store because that shows me what's available, what's maybe something new I can try. And sometimes that comes with, can I even read the language? Because I've been doing this for a while and there haven't always been translation tools. So you just kind of got to guess or try it. But I guess you could say fusion type. I'm not traditional. Let's just say that.
Not
If I
traditional.
am, I'm accidentally traditional, where people go, "Wow, that's so that's like this," and I go, "I did it."
Because it's very new style.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think anyone who has been familiar with a kitchen does a similar thing, right? You take what you have, what kind of flavors go together. Or you experiment. You have to be okay with things not going well too, and going from there. My cooking has definitely been coined and phrased as Megan fuckery. Excuse y'all for the language.
Fuckery.
Yeah, Megan fuckery, because I just kind of fuck about in the kitchen, and it's a fun way to. I mean, maybe I need to open a cafe. If anyone wants to
Open a
help me
cafe.
open a cafe or restaurant called Megan Fuckery,
Megan Fuckery.
kind of be at my whim of whatever I want to make that day. But no, I think I'm just innately creative, and I grew up cooking, like I said, and that's carried on from place to place. And I like trying new things. Like right now, I've been nursing a sourdough starter, and so I'm making and I've never been a huge bread person, but now I guess I have to be. But then finding creative ways to, when you have the starter, you have to discard some. So you have to get rid of some. And I'm like, okay, I don't like wasting food. So how can I use that creatively? Whether I make crackers, that's always a good one. People seem to like that. One time I made some protein bars with them. They were fine. But they weren't my favorite thing, but I ate them because, you got to experiment, and I ate them.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah,
one
I
time,
did
and
bring
it
you.
It was so great.
Yeah, I
a
think
little sour and
Yes.
a little salty.
A lot
and
of
with
people-
some, various kinds of the fruit together.
Yeah,
It makes so great.
It
taste.
is nice. Like a lot of people think that it's I put vinegar on it, but no, it's just because it's a fermented sour starter and I just put salt and yeah. So I sometimes it's a big hit. I have used some Korean, like more traditional like Korean flavors like kimchi and gochujang and certain things that so I use flavors from here, and I've cooked something of my own creation. And some people really like it. Some people not so much, because maybe they're used to the more traditional.
Can make a success.
Yeah, I mean, so it's always just what does everyone prefer? But yeah, I mean, I've made some things recently that I had someone go, you need to put this in a restaurant, because like people would like this. Also, it was vegan, and it's kind of like a desert of vegan food here. Not as much, but there's not a ton of vegan options. Really, I feel like I do just need to open a cafe and have it be like, put it as a performance of, hi, Megan Fuckery comes to town and let's see what we can make. But yeah, it's definitely, I don't know if you could call it fusion. It's just, I will look at a recipe if I need it. But I've gotten so used to making things that I just kind of know what goes together. I think poverty, it sounds horrible, but like
Poverty.
not having a ton of money has also made me really creative. So like, how can I make something flavorful with not a lot of things? So like I usually always keep garlic and chilies. So like, I feel like if you make something spicy, it also kind of is very forgiving. So, or like a big thing I do is garlic, onion, if I have mushrooms like that, that's like such a good base. And everyone thinks you're good at cooking because it smells good.
It
And,
smells
like,
good.
like those three, especially just garlic, onion, fry that up. Everyone's like, wow, it smells great. I'm like, I chopped an onion. I think it's not that special. But I think like I'm at an age where not everyone my age cooks, especially here. Like people are like, wow, you cook. I'm like, oh, you don't. And it's not a judgment. I think I just maybe take it for granted that I cook.
Take it for granted.
I think so. I mean, like, I've met a lot of people my age who, and younger and somewhat old, they just don't cook and they don't know how to. And so I think I just forget that, I cook.
Yeah, so great. So great. 자, 메간이 열심히 요리하는데 지금 그 재능도 많고 굉장히 열정이 깊은 사람이잖아요. 그래서 여러 가지 퓨전 스타일로 세계 여행을 많이 하면서 근데 오리지널 타입을 고수하는 편은 아닌 것 같아요. 여러 가지를 섞어서 많이 요리를 해서 즐기는 사람으로 되어가고 있는 것 같습니다. 네, 훌륭하게 성숙해 가고 있네요. 자, you know, I think we are both the food guys.
Yeah, foodies.
Foodie.
That's a fun, English word. Foodies.
Oh,
We're
foodie.
foodies.
I can say foodie.
Yeah, you're a foodie. We're
Oh,
foodies.
you're
We like
foodie.
food.
We're both a foodie.
Yeah, we both cook. We like to try things. Yeah,
Yes.
foodies.
So, you know, I surely feel that you got more to show us about food as a
Yeah.
foreigner and vegan.
Sure, gladly.
Then, why don't we have a sequel? I mean, second episode next time.
Yeah, let's do a part 2 to this current, what we're talking about. Why not? Let's do
Why
it.
not?
Let's do it.
Yeah. 네, 제가 메간에게 우리 둘 다 먹는 걸 너무 좋아하는 사람들이라 할 얘기가 좀 많이 남아있는 것 같아서 다음 시간에 한 번 더 하자고 했더니 대환영이네요. 역시 we are vibing.
I think so. I think even though there's been some technical difficulties, especially with this episode, I think we're getting in our groove, and I think, we're vibing. Let's just say it that way. Let's keep it going.
Okay. 그럼 여기서 저희는 이제 물러날 시간이 된 것 같아서 다음 주에 계속되는 traditional flavor에 대해서 또 다른 얘기들로 만나 뵐 테니까요. 기대 많이 해주시고요. 저희는 여기서 물러나겠습니다. Let's say goodbye and wrap it up.
Let's
here.
wrap it up. Yeah. Yes, wrap it up for this week and more on traditional flavors, or just maybe not traditional flavors, just food in general with us foodies, satisfy our foodie hearts, and continue next week. But after next week, different and just loads more topics. We're only on episode 4 or 5. So, we're done for today, but hope you all have a good weekend.
네, 다음 주에도 지금 계속되는 traditional flavor를 가지고 올 테니까 여러분 많이 기대해 주세요. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.